In the personal story segment tonight, Danny Bonaduce of Partridge family and reality TV fame is smack in the middle of a very serious situation. The actor said he and his family had been receiving death threats after this confrontation on the streets of Hollywood was posted on YouTube. The 9/11 conspiracy guy approaches him, wants Danny's reaction to his theory that the Bush administration purposefully killed 3,000 people. Well, Mr. Bonaduce didn't like that very much.
Who the f*** are you to come up to me on the street and criticize my government? I voted for President Bush. I believe in what we're doing in the Middle East. I don't f***ing know you. I don't want to know you. I don't give a f*** about your opinions. We're losing the hearts and minds around the world, and you want to help make us the enemy. F*** off.
President Bush is a lying criminal, member of Skull and Bones and the Bohemian Grove, where they do mock human sacrifices every year.
He's also the president of the United States of America, you disrespectful little...
Joining us now from Chicago is Danny Bonaduce. Well, Danny, I'm not sure I'm going to have lunch with you soon. Danny, how did this happen? And who was this guy that just comes up to you? Well, first of all,
I'd like to make it perfectly clear that I have other words at my disposal besides those few that I use quite so often in that little tape. I'll tell you what happened was I think I was eating dinner or lunch rather at an outdoor cafe, and I think this guy who I don't know if he believes in what he's doing or thinks he's helping, but I think my belief was what he was saying was blatantly anti-American. If you make the sitting president a murderer, you make my little brother-in-law, who I've known since he was 6, a murderer, because he's on the ground in Iraq for his second tour and he's been shot. And I think he thought he was going to get another celebrity like Tim Robbins or Sean Penn, who are going to stand up and diss their own country that made them rich beyond belief, and he picked the wrong guy. I'm a patriot, born and raised, and I could not be more proud to be an American, and I would have none of it.
You know, Danny, when we look at that tape, here you are sitting having dinner, right? Does this happen to you all the time? People just come stick a microphone in your face? I mean, these people think they got rights, don't they? I mean, it's just unbelievable that he would do that.
Well, it's not all the time, and I'll tell you, that wouldn't even bother me. I was in an outdoor cafe on Hollywood Boulevard. I am a recognizable celebrity. I enjoy it. I didn't work so hard to be famous to then hide. You'll never catch me wearing a hat and sunglasses. You know, I like it. I think it's a lot of fun being famous. I think it's neat. That guy came up, and what happened was he thought he was going to get some other spineless coward to diss his own president.
No, you're going to get some left-winger. Yeah, I got you. Now, Danny, here's the thing that's amazing. In this latest poll, 1/3 of the public buys in to this conspiracy theory that somehow the U.S. either participated or the government either participated or they let it happen. I'm astounded to read those kind of numbers. How do you explain that?
When I first heard those numbers, because I am not a political figure at all. I'm here in Chicago doing comedy dates at a club called Zanies. There's not one political joke in my whole act. If you listen to my radio show, no politics at all, because I'm not really informed. I was thrust into this spotlight, and when I first heard that a full third of Americans believed that our own government had something to do with the killing of innocent men, women, and children, it was astounding to me, and in a way hurtful. I mean, you live in the only remaining superpower and a true democracy. You don't get to say you believe the government is bad. In almost any of the countries we're having a problem with, they'll put you to death for it.
I can promise you're resonating with a lot of people. Danny, let's finish this up, though. There are people that have threatened your family. Tell us about this.
Well, I'll tell you what happened. That little clip, and that's not even all the clip. I got to tell you, the things I said to that man are gentle compared to what is not shown on that tape. At one point I told him, I said, as far as I'm concerned, you've now stepped over the line into treason, the punishment for which is death, and I'm really busy, so I may have to kill you right here. I didn't mean it, but I just wanted to shock him a little bit.
But they've come to your family. We just got a few seconds remaining, so they've come at your family, though.
They came to my family, then the FBI contacted me and wanted their server names, and I wrote them all back and said, don't you understand? I'm a real American. I'm fighting for your right to be able to say what you want to say.
Danny, we got to leave it there.
They did.
We got to leave it there. Thanks for speaking up. Thank you. Coming up, the Tinseltown break.